Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to another Herman Electro. Last time, I spent some time and understood some new mechanics. Herman and June don't get along. I wonder if there's going to be a character named June. Or maybe the month of June? I don't know. Understood some new mechanics about moving between floors. And so that is pretty sweet. Let's see. Both of those, and then not to open up that door. But then I'd also want this one on. So if I do that, and I had a brick to hold this down, I could keep the door open and get in there. Alright. So let's see if I can uncover a brick, rather than having to use my gun and a saw to get through the concrete. And on this guy, well, these are toggle plates. So if I did this, I could also use a brick and a gun like on this bit of concrete in order to get here. Or a gun and a saw. And since it seems like I'm going to have to do that in one of these, I'm going to go ahead and do it here. In order to get a brick. Okay, great. Just what we needed. Okay, so if I leave a brick on this pressure plate right over here, then I should be able to get in here and get this toolbox and unlock another door. And it's the door to the right, and we have one plank. Natasha's the pyromaniac, so she starts with the fire, so I also have that in my back pocket. So I want to power this. So I could use a plank and step on this, and that would power this, but then it will also power this, and I won't be able to escape. Alternatively, since I have the fire, I could use my fire here and then use the plank, and then I would have a means of escape. And then I'm also curious about what would be in here. I feel like it might be like a guard or something, and I don't see how that would help me. And so right now, since this is the only obvious way I see forward, I'm going to choose just to do this in order to continue making progress. Here we have a guard who can step on different things. Right, I've seen a flipped version of this room before. And the problem is here. But I do have a plank, which I would be able to use on a plank to get right there, and then the rest of it's actually really straightforward. So I think I can simply do, I have to turn off safety mode, but we will be safe because he's going to close those doors and close those doors, and that's going to stay off. And now I just need to put a plank here, and then I can get at my toolbox, and then I do need to keep safety mode off in order to climb through here. Then we can turn it back on, and I've got one brick, which is not going to help me get any more guns here, but we'll remember that there's some guns left behind, because we will be able to go back up there in the future if we can find another exit. Okay, so 2 planks. Pretty obvious way to spend 2 planks in this room, and it's the only room. So let's grab my toolbox and spend a couple of planks to get back out. And now I have a brick. Over here, okay, this is a puzzle that I solved with some water buckets, I think, in the previous episode. Oh, there's 3 bombs in this one. But with just a brick, I still don't see a way to solve it. You end up having to explode some of the concrete. But yeah, I don't see a way to solve it right now. So let's hope that my brick will come in more handy down here. I could throw a brick through some glass. I could walk in, walk over the covered pot. And if I could take down this door, can I take down this door? I could walk in, walk over this, which would open up the zombie guy, but there is a covered hole here thingy. Yeah, so he'll walk over this covered pit coming toward me. I could go racing back around this way, and then he'll fall in the pit that I leave behind here. And so I think I'll be safe. And then Having powered this, this will be powered, this not gate will unpower this, and that, oh, but I would need 2 bricks to get out. I only have 1 brick. No, because I can get back out over here now. Yes, so I think this does work with 1 brick. Okay, so we walk in here. This guy's going to start chasing us that way. He opens up a hole there. That's fine. I need you to chase me this way. I'm going to open a hole here. You're not smart enough to dodge the hole. You fall in the hole. I'm safe from you. I do have 2 bricks now, but I'm only going to spend 1 to get out. And unfortunately, that means I'm back to here with just a brick. So there's a NOT gate here, which could be used to power an explosive. But I would need to explode. I would need to explode the power source to do that. All right, so I don't know how multiple explosives may or may not cascade. So here is what we're going to try out. And I can also see if I can throw a brick at it. Actually, can I throw a brick at it? No, I'm holding the brick right now and it doesn't show green on the explosive. Can I use a gun on the explosive? Apparently also not. So the only hope that I have... How could I possibly do this? I feel like if I push an explosive next to electrical power source, it will blow up, but that would take me with it. Can I... How can I break the power source? Oh, I could use a brick to at least change the wire. So I could throw a brick through this glass. It would break the wire. It would set off this explosion, which would set off all of these. So if I were standing here and threw the brick here, all of these would explode and I'd be able to walk back through there. Okay, that is something that I've never seen before, and I'm pretty sure it works. Yes, nice. Okay, cool. That looked very impossible previously, and then I saw it. All right, so we have a saw and we have a plank. I need to electrify all this stuff. There's an AND gate here, so I need power coming into here in order to electrify this. And I own a saw and a plank. But what? How am I going to use a saw and a plank to saw? Oh, I'm going to ignore this section of the puzzle, and I'm going to saw, and I'm going to plank. Right. There are so many elements. Sometimes the correct solution is to ignore the main logic-y portion of the puzzle and just cut your way to the solution. Okay, so now I have a bucket of water and 1 gun, and there are 2 angry guys in here. The toolbox is here. This guy is eventually going to stand on this, which would conduct the power from these metal walls and power source down to here, hitting the NOT gate, turning this off. Now the problem is I'm going to need it on. So I need to make sure that he does a little sidesteppy thing to where he toggles it back on before he escapes, assuming he's going to escape. Then meanwhile, this guy, when he steps up here, is going to conduct power into this, which is going to turn on this and this. This I'd be able to turn off later with my water bucket, and then run in here and get out. And presumably this is also where I'm going to kill the bad guys. Yes. So I think so long as I leave this down, I'm going to be okay. So here is my plan. How do I leave that down, though? And also kill you. I think we'll figure it out. So I'm going to step over this again so that this trapdoor stays up. Then I'm going to bring this guy up here. This guy will then cross this and turn on this electricity. And with the electricity on, these dummies will walk into there. And then I can use my water bucket on that same spot and then walk in here and get to my tools. and walk back out just the same way. Okay, cool, neat. Got another water bucket and made it to the exit of this floor. All right, where a single water bucket doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot for me here. So let's just continue downwards. Actually, this will be a good opportunity to also see, after we generate this next level, do I have to go all the way to the exit? Let's see. No, this does bring me back up because I just noticed that there was a shop over here that I didn't look at, which requires 7 resources to get a phoenix feather. Okay. So we want to try to accumulate resources if we can, but I'm not going to look too closely at that because it's too far away from being viable at the moment. Oh my goodness. What is holding this plate down? It looks like it's down. Maybe it's just like in a shadow or something. But these are plates that only stay down if I'm stepping on them. I want to get in here. I have a brick. I have a bucket of water. And I have a battering ram, which I could use either the brick or the bucket of water to obtain by either turning off the power source and going through the gate or just throwing it through the glass. The battering ram could then be pushed over here and just batter my way into here with the box. And then with a battering ram and a box and a brick, I'd be able to hold down these 3 and then get these things going. Okay. So I think I see a solution, and that implies that I'm going to need to spend my water bucket in order to obtain the battering ram. So, water bucket, the power supply, opens the door. I can then get, ooh. How am I ever going to get the battering ram over here? Because it can't go, oh, it can go through these wood blocks. Got it. All right, so I can push it to here. Then I'll be able to push it down so it's aligned with the wood blocks. Gently. Then I can push it over through all these wood blocks. Then I am going to leave it on one of these pressure plates. Except for I need to use it to batter my way into here and then push it back out to there. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to think carefully about this. I'll be able to walk out down here, so it's okay if the boxes close things off. Yes, I feel good about that. Then I can push this here. While I'm standing here, this is all down. When I'm not standing here, it's not, but I can leave a brick to keep it all down. And then I can go grab my toolbox. Okay, that felt really good. So in here, I have a variety of resources. Power is flowing through all of these. If I cut the power at the beginning, for example, actually that would be bad because I want this. If I cut the power here by stepping in here, I need a plank to get out. Then I'd be able to walk through here, walk through here. I need a plank there, so 2 planks could solve this. And right now that looks to me to be the cheapest solution. So let's imagine that I'm going to need 2 planks to solve that. And take a look at a different room. It's possible there was something else that I didn't see at a glance. Oh boy. This room looks like I need to use a saw to get in here. And then a bucket of water to electrify all this mess. And then like 2 more saws to get back out or something. Or just using the gun and the saw in order to just go right to the end of the puzzle through the concrete, which I might end up doing. But let's take a look at this first. This puzzle looks like it requires some water buckets to draw some extra wires to solve reasonably. So yeah, I think I am happy to spend my gun and saw on this puzzle because it looks far from being solved otherwise. So let's do that. And we also gain access to another puzzle. I have 2 planks now, so I could solve the south puzzle if I want to. And this one, there's a guy who's going to run out to get me. And if he does run out, bad things happen because then the door shuts forever. And I don't have any convenient ways to kill him. And yeah, that looks totally not doable right now. So let's go back down to the south puzzle where I know I can spend 2 planks. So that was right here. And so I said I could toggle this. That will break this circuit. So this, and this will go off. This trapdoor will also go down, so I'll need 1 plank to get out. This one will still be on, and 1 plank to get in there. And I feel pretty good about that, so let's do that. So plank. And plank. All right, we get a saw and a water bucket. Water bucket was relevant to one of the puzzles I just saw, and I've already forgotten. One of the puzzles I just saw. Saw is the other thing. Right, this one. So a single water bucket still does not seem to be sufficient. Oh, I've got 2 water buckets, though. So with 2 water buckets, I could put one here, step on this, power would be conducted to here, and get there. That seems pretty good to me. So yeah, I'm going to do it. 1 there. Thank you, safety mode. 1 there. And then let's go pick up my tools. We got a wire cutter and a gun. And let's hope that that is going to be sufficient resources to do this. But if not, we can go back and see if we could do any exchanges at the end of the previous floor. So, given that I can cut through the concrete, suppose I just walk through here, walk through here, walk through here. When I got to here, this guy would be here. Then when I step here, he'd be here. If I step here, he'd be here. No, I just need to shoot this guy with the gun. Oh, wait, no. But, I need to shoot this guy with the gun, and I need to do it before he steps on this, which means I need to saw this open, I think is the correct thing to do. So it uses the saw and the gun, but in a different way than breaking the concrete. Yeah, or I could just break through the concrete from the bottom and he wouldn't be able to walk there fast enough. That could also work, but then he'd get loose and be scarily chasing me around. Is there anything else I could do? I could cut the wire after he steps on it. Okay, so that's interesting. So I could let him out, shoot him, and then cut this bit of wire that is going into the doorway. Yeah, so I have choices. I could spend a saw or a wire cutter in this room, so far as I can tell. So which is more valuable to me, a saw or a wire cutter? Well, the way to discover that is to go back upstairs and see if either one of them gets me some other resource. Where was upstairs? Was it back to the left? It was. So does either a saw or a wire cutter get me a resource here? A saw could get me a gun. A single wire cutter would not. Actually, hold on. If I saw this, can't I get this gun and this gun? I believe I can. I did not see that before. So yeah, let's do that and then use the wire cutter in the other room. Oh, no, it's still conducting this way. Crap. All right, so I got a gun, but now a single wire cutter, and I do have an extra wire cutter. Do I want to trade a wire cutter for a gun? I think let's do it. I am in the mood. So this will completely unpower this, yeah. Okay, and I still have a wire cutter and a gun that I want to use back downstairs. I did learn that Alt is the run fast button, so can use it over here to quickly get through part of this room. It's hard to press Alt and other keys, or I'm not a very good typist or whatever. Okay, so then I'm going to shoot this guy in the face and then use the wire cutter to reopen the door. That's the plan. Alright, so guy, come where I can shoot you in the face. Thank you. Kablam. Get the wire cutters. Use them right here. Get the door open. I've got a saw and a water bucket. And this is like one of the special rooms. And a single water bucket would give me access to this chest, because I could destroy the power supply. And these chests feel like they're usually good. I think they're like super tools. Fleeting memory. Copy the last tool you used. Okay. So I have a water bucket in my current fleeting memory. This is a very difficult tool to use effectively, in my experience. But I also have a saw. What do we got going on in here? At the end of this, I would be able to open up this door, so the end of it's not a problem. I have seen this room before. So let's just start from the beginning. Suppose I walk in. I can step on this temporarily. But I don't have anything to hold it down, and I don't have planks to get across. So instead, suppose I use a saw and a gun to go through the concrete and jump in right here. If I do this, it will turn this off, which is not what I need to do. But then I could step back on it to turn it on, and then step over here, which would also turn this on, and this is an AND gate pointing down into the metal wall, so that would get this up, which is great. Then I got a problem over here, which could be solved with my water bucket. Yeah, so, but I would already have used my water bucket from my fleeting memory. Huh. Is there a way to put this out and keep this on? I don't see a way to do that. Is there something else that I could do? If I destroy the power source, then there's going to be an open trapdoor gate here, which I could oh, I can go through here. I didn't realize this. So what if I use my gun and my saw here? I could let this guy out. I still have this problem. I need this gate down. So I do want the zombie guard to live over here to walk there. I don't have wire cutters if I cut through some concrete here. So right now I don't see a way to solve this. Is there a way that I can use my fleeting memory to get 2 guns and 2 saws to cut here and here? Problem is you need a gun to weaken it and then a saw to use it. So I could go gun, saw, but then I need the gun to weaken it before I can use the saw again. So I can't do it a second time. I need to like gun, saw, saw. So is there another place that I could do that idea somehow? Yes, I think there is actually. So what if I gun here, saw here, walk into here, press these buttons in order to make this plate go up, then walk back around here, walk with the guard who will turn this on, and this one's already on, and then I think I get there? I think that actually works. I think that actually works. Taking advantage of the fleeting memory. Okay. So, gun to weaken that. Gun to weaken this. Saw here. Toggle this so that it's on. There we go. Trapdoor is up. And then the fleeting memory still contains my saw. Saw that. Free the zombie. I do want you free. Need to turn off safety mode in order to step here. Oh! Why did he not... I forgot to toggle this. Oh, everything was going so good. Oh. Darn. I needed to walk the zombie back and forth so the power would keep conducting through here. I got so excited after finding this portion of the solution that I failed to see the rest. All right. That was pretty good, though. June was born with a different name. So it does sound like there's a character named June. That's a nice little bonus. Free stuff, I'll take it. In this room, I guess I can probably shoot his... Oh, I need... With the NOT gate here, I would need this on and held down, and I don't have a way to do that. So I think we can't solve that room right now. So how about this complicated room? And by complicated, I mean, boy, is it complicated. If I ever step into the entrance, the guard is going to be let out, and he's going to start chasing me. Stepping on this will turn on this trapdoor, and then later when he steps on it, he'll turn it back off and then end up falling there. So I think I'm okay in terms of the guards. Let's just see what happens if I walk through. Yeah, because it's going to take him enough time to get over here that it's going to be fine. So then I walk over here, which unpowers this, but then I can just stutter step over it again and keep this powered. Then I walk over here, which is going to power this wall, which is going to turn this off. And I need it on, so I need to stutter step back over that. Then I step over here, and this is going to power this, which is good. It's currently powered from another thing, but now I'm leaving it powered for my way back out, which I think is the key. Oh, right, the zombie's going to fall in a hole, but I do have a plank to get back out of the hole. Okay. And then I walk in here, and this can power or depower some of this stuff. Looks like I still want it powered. Oh, but then there's this, which is powered through here and here. So if I turn this off, then it seems like I would need the plank to get through here. And if I turn this on, then I wouldn't be able to exit either. So it feels like I'm going to need a saw. I do kind of have a saw, like I have the flame, so I could burn my way out at some point. So let's imagine I did turn things off, get over to here. I'll plan to burn my way out later. This is on, which means this would still be up, so that's fine. This would also still be up. Oh, but now we've got this electricity that I'm not going to be able to get past. Is there a different way to burn my way into this puzzle fruitfully? I'm not sure how. Let's take a look at this again. I could shoot the zombie dead on this tile and he'll hold it down. That's the key. Yeah, pretty sure that's how that works. So I think I can just walk back and forth here and then shoot him dead on the tile and he'll hold that down. Okay, great. Now I have a sponge, which might be useful in that puzzle I was getting stumped on, but let's take a look in here. If I step on this plate, it electrifies this, which closes this, this, and this. But the sponge would solve the problem. And I don't think any of my other resources would solve the problem, so let's just use the sponge in here, and it's going to open another way. Alright, sponge. Unstick the sticky plate. Thank you. And the exit is to the south. Let's take a peek to the north in case it's something easy or useful. Oh, this is interesting. There's a battering ram and a explosive thingy. But in order to not get blowed up by the explodey thingy, I could use the battering ram to break a lot of the glass, and also I could even push it down into here, but then the battering ram would be in the way. Then one brick could eventually solve that puzzle. I don't know good ways to explode this. Natasha's gun isn't different from Herman's gun. It's not the case that I can blow it up with Natasha's gun either, right? Right. Can I set fire to it? No. And also I would be too close. Okay, so it looks like I know how to solve this with a brick, or maybe like, I guess with 2 water buckets. I could use the battering ram to break open a place so that I could push the explosive here, and then I could place a water bucket here and here. So a brick or 2 water buckets could solve that room, I believe. And yeah, no brick or 2 water buckets here. So let's go ahead and head downstairs and just remember that a brick or 2 water buckets could solve another puzzle further back up. So over here, we have presumably a zombie and a toolbox are trapped in here. Just because that's typically kind of the nature of these things. There's an AND gate here and a NOT gate here. I would need to power this, but then it will be powering this. So this door feels like it's never coming down unless I break some of the circuitry here. And how would I get power flowing through here? I do it by stepping on this. So since I can toggle, let's just try it out. So that does all of that. And so if I sawed this, actually, is that all I need to do? I think I could saw this. There's no power flowing in here. That would let the zombie out, though. Is there a way to kill the zombie? Zombie's going to be coming for me. Can I convince him to step on the electricity? If the answer is no, then I could always use my gun as a backup to shoot him. And I still don't quite know enough about the zombie behavior to know if the answer is yes. Ooh, and also I could toggle this. Ooh. So I might be able to drop him, actually. Like if I walk down here and have him 1 tile and 1 to the right above me, I might just be able to drop him. That actually seems pretty plausible to me. Okay, so let's try this. Saw this. Oh, guess what? There's not a zombie. I planned all that out, and then it turned out that everything was just fine and easy and dandy. And now we have a saw and a wire cutter. All right. If I want to power all this stuff, there is power here. That's coming from nowhere, so we'll block that door. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any natural power flowing into the trapdoors. There's a toggle here, so let's just stand on it and watch what happens. And let's also turn off the saws so they're not distracting me. Okay, so it puts up these 2, and I guess nothing puts up that unless I see. I could put a water bucket here and conduct electricity, and I'd be able to walk over this, but then I'd be erecting another barrier. Got it. So if I had 2 wire cutters, I could make 2 snips and get through here. I could use my flames and just burn down all the wood and get through here. All right, so there are some options. Let's go check out the other room that I don't think I have looked in yet. And so over here, looks symmetric. Oh, I've seen this room before. So this is another one. I could use my flames to just burn down this row of wood and then walk over. These trapdoors would go down. But I could, no, I still wouldn't be able to get there. Well, I could use a plank. So I could use flames and a plank, it looks like. I could use 2 saws and a plank. Not sure if there's a better solution there. However, I do at least see a way to do this room that doesn't involve using my flame. And did I see a way to solve this room that didn't involve using my flame? If I had more wire cutters, I could do it. But with just 2 saws and a plank. Actually, 2 saws and a plank. I could just go straight up here. Saw, plank, saw, get it. And was the flame enough on its own? And the other one, I don't think it was. I think it was a flame and a plank, whereas the flame alone on this one would get it. So I think I'm going to choose to spend my flame here and burn down this whole thing of wood and earn another saw, which doesn't feel particularly worth it. The super tool got transformed into a normal tool. But it is what it is. So let's saw. Oh, hey, hold on. I can toggle this. And also, why are these... Oh, there's no power going in here now. So that's all I needed. I just needed one saw. I'm kind of a dummy. All right. Well, good news is I saw it before I spent any more resources. Okay, and I've got some extra planks, and this is definitely a place to spend some planks. I could use a plank and a plank or a plank and a saw. Upstairs, I definitely don't remember planks helping me out. So I'm going to choose to spend 2 planks. Go into this room, and what do we have here?